Oh, buddy, you have been liberated, all right. Yesterday was Liberation Day, and you have been liberated from your 401k returns. The stock market did not like that shit. I don't know if you were paying attention or watched Trump's press conference when he unveiled the tariffs that we've been wondering about for the last, I don't know, couple months here. But I honestly thought he wasn't going to drop any bombshells. I thought it was going to go relatively smooth, all things considered. It's him, it's Trump, obviously, so things get off the rails pretty quick sometimes. But yeah, he announced some shit that Wall Street did not like. Let's start, I guess, with the fact that they're calling these reciprocal tariffs. Fact one. They're not reciprocal tariffs. They are tariffs. They're just not reciprocal. So, from what I can tell, the general consensus and the way that everyone thinks they're calculating this is based off trade deficit. So not actually off reciprocal tariffs. Because when I hear that term, and I'm assuming you would think the same, hey, if Mexico puts a 10% tariff on our oranges or whatever, we charge them a 10% tariff on their oranges. So it's back and forth. We just match their tariff, whatever it is. In reality, this is coming down to trade, calculating the trade deficit and then dividing it by the total value of goods imported from that country. And then, in Trump's words, to be nice, we're halving that, and that's the tariff we're going to put on these countries. So the example, when I was looking it up, trying to explain it, like China is the main example because we import the most things from China. There's a $295 billion trade deficit, so we import $295 billion more than China buys from us. So it's weighted, obviously skewed in our whatever detriment in this case. And the total value of their imports are around 440 billion. So you just take those two numbers, divide 295 by 440, get around 67%, cut that in half, 34%, slap it, ship it, put a 34% tariff on China. I wrote some of the other numbers down. I mean, we got crazy numbers all over the place some places. Like I said, China 34%, Vietnam's getting hit with a 46%. EU 20% overall. The United Kingdom's getting hit with 10%, and Cambodia. I heard a lot of talk about Cambodia that I guess I never paid attention. I'm going to have to go look at the tags on all my clothes maybe. But apparently a lot of clothing and textile manufacturing happens in Cambodia. Vietnam obviously is another huge one. We'll get into it later, but like some specific stocks, obviously clothing manufacturers got handed their ass yesterday after these announcements came out. And you're thinking to yourself maybe, hey, well, Ruben, what happens if we have free trade with another country, or they don't charge us any tariffs, and maybe we even charge them a little tariff, but they don't charge us anything? Too fucking bad. 10% tariff. Throw it on them anyway. Everybody's getting a minimum 10% tariff, apparently. And don't mistake my tone here. I don't know. I think, one, it's fair to say nobody knows what's going to happen with this. I think he's getting a little overzealous. Like I said, we'll see what the shakeout is at the end of this. But overall, I don't think this is necessarily going to be that positive. But also at the same time, I don't think this is really going to last that long and or really ever go into effect. Okay, so and let me explain myself a little bit. So like I said, a 34% tariff on China in total. I mean, we could do it, obviously. As of right now, they're doing it, supposedly. The problem is this is already getting blown out of proportion because there's a bunch of items that aren't actually included in these tariffs, these reciprocal tariffs. And I don't know, I saw somebody tweet earlier, it's like, hey, now you want to go buy an Apple laptop, which are obviously made in China or Korea or wherever they're making Apple shit, designed in California, made nowhere in America, obviously everywhere else where it's cheaper. China is, I think, their biggest manufacturing place. Somebody's tweeting, hey, now you want to buy the new MacBook, it's $650 for whatever. now it's going to be $937 with this tariff. Something along those lines of what they tweeted. Not true in total. Like, at least misleading. From the short list I could find, we're already talking semiconductors, so basically technology exempt from these tariffs. Lumber exempt, so all the stuff with Canada exempt. Aluminum, steel, copper, all exempt. Cars and car parts exempt. So, like, I don't know. Pharmaceuticals, another one. I forgot about that one. There's huge chunks of consumables and product that get shipped into this country that are exempt from these tariffs. So I don't know what's going to happen. I don't also know. I've kind of been thinking from the beginning. I agree with the position that I think these tariffs are leverage to use against other countries to maybe try to reduce this deficit. I don't know why they'd be bringing up the deficit anyway if they were not trying to just leverage this into reducing a deficit that we have with another country. Also, I forgot energy. I believe some types of energy are going to be exempt. That's not completely clear as of right now what that is, but we'll see. And I personally, at the end of the year, we'll come back. I'll circle back, try to remember. I want to see how much of this is still in place by the end of the year, because I was listening to Shapiro talk about it today. I want to hear what his take was. He seems pissed off about it. Thinks it's an all around bad idea. Overall, I'm not that skeptical of it, but I think it's very much a wait and see. We're gonna have to see what comes out of it. But his whole thing was basically similar, that he doesn't think this is going to last for very long because obviously, one, the stock market, Trump and the administration is claiming they don't care about the stock market. They're not paying attention to the stocks right now. So they don't care what's going on in that regard. I think that's a bold-faced lie. I think they completely care. So if the stock market actually absolutely tanks, and then maybe that kicks off a light recession, even we head into bad economic data that we're already seeing, they're going to react. They don't want that, because if that happens, which, I mean, I think it's going to happen anyway at some point here soon, so they might not be able to avoid it regardless. They're going to lose the midterms. Trump will basically have another 2 years of lame duck shit. He's not going to be able to get anything done. So I don't think this is going to last very long. Like I said, I think this is leverage. I'm hoping it's leverage, because I honestly think this kind of doesn't make any sense. Like I said, reciprocal tariffs in theory sound pretty nice. I looked it up too. China's technical tariff rate, if you average it out, is somewhere around 7.5. I think it's like 7.3%. So we're hitting them with a 34% tariff on everything they import to the United States. Like I said, except cars, car parts, tech, certain tech items, pharmaceutical. So many things exempt, it doesn't even matter, I guess. But not reciprocal, not really what they said they were going to do. Like I said, it seems like they're just trying to force their hand and try to correct these trade deficits a little bit. I've been saying it the whole time. We'll see what happens. That's how you're going to have to be able to judge if this was a good move or not. I mean, if they crash the economy, crash the stock market, crash jobs, and everything goes downhill and it implodes on itself, and we go into a solid recession because of the decisions, partially at minimum, the decisions they're making. I think the recession's already under the surface here, but if this is like the catalyst that really kicks it off, bad move. I mean, obviously a bad move. If you can pull it out and you spin it into a positive thing, and these tariffs only last 3-4 months as they renegotiate some deals with these other countries, and overall we get some more outside investment, and then the tariffs come back off and go back to what it was before, I mean, that's a win in my book. I think that just makes sense. That works. But now we have to see. And like I said, the stock market reacted super negatively to this. I was watching Tesla pretty solidly. They fell off a cliff yesterday. Like I said, it seems like this wasn't expected, especially this method they're using to calculate the tariffs. And I know, like, Nike absolutely plummeted. The company Lululemon, they make the leggings and shit. Like, these like I said, textile companies. Nike, I know, makes a ton of their shit in Vietnam. A lot of Southeast Asia, they make a ton of their shit. So they're all getting slapped with huge tariffs. I mean, And I guess, I don't know. Like I said, how long will it last? Don't know. Does all it takes is this, whatever country it is, to call over to Trump and say, hey, we're going to invest this many $1 billion, or we're going to change some things around to try to reduce trade deficit. Hey, we want to buy some products from the United States. And then he's like, all right, now take all the tariffs off. If that's all it takes, which, I mean, it seems like it's just a stroke of a pen at this point. They're kind of just flying by the seat of their pants, kind of, in a lot of ways, it seems. Then I think these tariffs will unroll as quickly as they were put in one day, basically. So we're going to have to just wait and see. I know the Senate voted to try to strip Trump of this authority, basically, to enact these tariffs. Especially the one I heard about was Canada. They're trying to basically say you can't tariff Canada without congressional approval. I think it would still have to go through the House still, but hey, we'll see where that goes as well. Overall, it's another wait and see thing. I mean, everything's wait and see, but we have to just kind of let this play out and see what happens. Stock market that is reactionary, like we've been saying on the channel for a long time. Hey, they get bad news, they get uncertain news. They can't predict what's coming next. Stocks go down. That's pretty much what it is. I've heard all kinds of stuff, conspiracy theories / predictions that Trump's trying to manipulate markets, kind of dip us into a mini recession to like drop rates, because the federal government has all kinds of debt at way high interest rates right now because we ran up inflation. They jacked the rates up to try to combat it. There's all kinds of stuff going on. Do I know? No, I do not know. You guys got to let me know what you think. If it's that deep, if we're playing 4D chess at that level, hey, props to the boys over there, I guess. But I don't necessarily think it's that deep, because I think you're playing with fire trying to dip the U.S. economy in a recession. Like just tiptoe on the edge of a recession. I don't know if that's going to work, but you guys let me know. Leave a like on the video if you got something out of it. Dislike it if you didn't. And subscribe if you're still watching. I'd appreciate it. Come back. We'll be here the rest of the week. Catch you guys tomorrow.